Hi, my name is Emma.
Hi, my name is Xavier, and we would like to welcome you to Curious Conversations, a podcast for kids by kids.
It's a podcast where we have conversations with adults and kids from all walks of life to learn about their passions and what inspires them, which we know will inspire us and hopefully inspire you too.
Why us, you might ask? Well, we love to ask questions. We are twins, and we just turned 11, and we have over a decade of experience being kids and having a point of view on many topics.
We thought a podcast would be a great way to learn something new and explore our interests in a different way, so we thought, why don't we give it a try? On today's episode, we welcome Garrett Rank, an NHL official. We caught up with Garrett in October, just before the start of the NHL season.
2 minutes for podcasting.
Very funny, Xavier. Today we got to talk with an NHL official. Garrett has been an NHL ref since 2016 and is from Elmira, which is very close to where we live. And he is here to talk to us just before the NHL season starts. I have so many questions about what it's like to be a referee.
Garrett is also a really good golfer. He is a two-sport athlete, and golf is his passion away from the ice. Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks. Did you guys just get out of school? Did you get out of school early today?
Early, yeah.
Yes,
Nice.
a little bit.
We're excited to chat about all the kinds of sports today. Can we start at the beginning? Did you play hockey as a kid and where?
Yeah, I played like every Canadian child. They born with a pair of skates on their feet. So played from a very young age. And then I played in Elmira for the Woolwich Wildcats.
That's cool. So, are you excited for the official start of the NHL season this year?
Yeah, I'm excited
Next
to get
week?
back to work. It's been a while since there's been fans in the arena, so it's nice to have an atmosphere, and I'm looking forward to refereeing some games.
What's your favorite part about reffing?
I just like being really close to the action. We like to laugh and say that we have the best seat in the arena.
Probably.
So, I know you can't probably say this today, but as a kid, did you have a favorite NHL team?
Yeah, I grew up cheering for the Maple Leafs.
Yes!
My dad was a Maple Leafs fan, and our family cheered for the Leafs. So,
Yes!
yeah, I can't cheer for them anymore, but that's who I cheered for as a kid.
You have to help me convince Emma to cheer for the Leafs.
Who's your favorite team, Emma?
The Habs.
Oh, we got a divided household, huh?
Yeah, I'm the only Habs fan though. So
Emma,
It's literally 4v1, or if you want to count our pets, it's 6v1.
Emma has the bragging rights from last year, though, right?
I do, yeah.
So we also know that you love golf too. Did you play any golf as a kid too?
Yeah, I played golf growing up. It was kind of like my summer sport. I know a lot of kids now focused on a single sport year-round, but as a child, I played hockey for the winter months, and then in the summertime, I played a lot of golf. I grew up working and playing out at the Elmira Golf Club in my hometown, and it was a great way to spend my childhood. I'd bike out there in the morning at about 8 o'clock, and I'd bike home at 8 p.m., so it was a lot of fun.
So our brother started reffing when he was about 14. So when did you start reffing?
I started at the same age. My dad was a hockey official in town, and he made me, or my parents made me get a job, and so it was a fun job to have, and not too stressful. So it was a good way to make a little bit of money, and couldn't sleep in on Saturdays and Sundays because I was up early refereeing the young kids at 7 or 8 in the morning.
My brother refed me. I think he's refed me a couple times, but yeah, you gotta get up early.
Yeah, I used to referee my sister when she played hockey too, and my dad was the coach, so it was kind of funny to be the referee for their games. My older brother did some refereeing as well, so it was kind of cool for him and myself and my dad to referee in the same game, so we got to spend some time together like that as well.
Who got you into reffing?
My dad did. He had refereed his whole life, and yeah, I kind of just followed him to the rink, and it was a fun something that I enjoyed to do, and kind of gave me a little bit of extra ice time to work on my skating and kind of learn how to play the game a little bit from the referee side of things.
So, when you're reffing, do you have to travel all over, like go to one game then the other, or do you have like a specific spot that you ref in?
No, I will ref all the teams this year, and I will travel to every arena in the NHL.
Even the new one?
So it's even the new one,
The Kraken.
the Seattle Kraken. Yeah, I'll do a couple Kraken game this year, and so yeah, it's a lot of travel. I'll go out west and probably work 5 or 6 games in 10 or 12 nights, and then I'll come home for a week or two, and then head somewhere else. But I get everywhere throughout the whole season, and I think the league likes that because then the same teams don't see us all the time.
So, do you do the NHL playoffs as well as the regular season?
So last year was my first year that I worked the playoffs. So
Are you gonna do it this year?
I'm not sure. I have to do a good job because if I don't do a good job, then I won't get selected for playoffs. It's kind of like just like if your team doesn't play well enough in the regular season, they don't make the playoffs. It's kind of the same for the referees. There's only a select number that gets selected, so you got to go out and do a really good job, and then hopefully you work the playoffs. That's my goal for the year.
We're cheering for you.
Yeah, thanks.
Do you get the same officiating crew every year, or do you get a new one every year?
Every game we change. So I travel. You might travel with one or two of the same guys for a couple games in a row, but for the most part, you're traveling to a new city and meeting up with different referees and linesmen every game.
So, can you explain to us how to become an NHL ref? What are the steps to getting the job? What work do you have to put in to be a ref and things like that?
So it's kind of the same as a player, where you kind of just work the different levels, and then if you do well enough at those levels, you get hired to go to the next level. So I started in minor hockey, and then I worked the junior hockey around this area. So that'd be like the Kitchener Rangers and the London Knights. And then from there, I was hired into the American Hockey League. So that is like the farm system for the NHL, and I spent a couple of years there. And then I got hired by the NHL in 2016.
So what is your favorite part of being an NHL ref?
I think just being able to, I'd probably watch the hockey games anyways if I wasn't a referee. So being able to be in the arenas, being live, and being able to watch the players up close is really, really cool to see. And kind of just to continue to be part of a team. Our officiating team is very close knit. It's like another 80 of your best friends that you get to hang out with a lot of the year. So we enjoy spending time together, and it's a lot of fun.
Have you ever had any close calls, bumping into players or injuries while you've reffed before?
Yep, I got hit with a puck in my face from Alex Ovechkin. Took a shot and hit the post, and then it hit me in the face, so I had to leave the game. And a couple of years ago, I took a stick to the mouth, and I had to get a bunch of stitches, and I lost a tooth, so I had to get it fixed.
So, but is that rare for refs to get injured like that, or pretty common?
I would say it's fairly rare. We like to stay out of the way, and we pride ourselves in staying out of the way, but I think it's just part of the job, and sometimes it happens, and sometimes it's unavoidable.
So do you have a favorite hockey team or favorite player to necessarily ref?
No, I wouldn't say so. It is cool going to some of the bigger cities and Madison Square Garden and officiating there. I really like country music, so Nashville is a fun arena to work. The national anthem in Chicago is really special. Everybody stands up and cheers while they sing, and it's pretty loud and very unique. Each arena kind of has its own personality, so you're kind of dealing with different things in all the different arenas.
I know that a lot of hockey players have pre-game routines. What do you do when you get to the rink?
So we get to the rink about an hour and a half before the game. We start talking about the lineups and the different teams, and if there had been any problems in previous games that they played against each other. kind of just talk about things that are happening around the league and things we need to be aware of. And then we do probably lasts about 30 minutes, and then we do a bunch of like stretching and warming up and running around, and then takes about 15 to 20 minutes to get dressed before we go out.
So when we watch hockey on the TV, the refs are always talking to the players. What do you say?
Could be talking about the rules, something about happened in the game, maybe giving them a warning about something they're doing. Sometimes you talk to them about the video games that they're playing, or what they ate for lunch, or what they're doing after the game. It all depends. Sometimes they're in a pleasant mood and they want to just chat about life, and other times they're upset with some of the calls you make, so they want to talk about what's going on in the game.
So what video games do a couple of the guys play?
I think they play the NHL game, and I think a lot of them play like the FIFA soccer game, and some of them play the Warzone.
How much more interesting does the game get between the regular season and the playoffs?
I think it changes for sure. I mean, there's a lot on the line. I think the players get a little bit smarter in the playoffs and probably don't take as many penalties because there's more to lose, and they don't want to give up a power play goal. I think it's a lot more physical. Players are laying a lot more body checks, and kind of the ice gets a little bit smaller, and there's not as much time and space.
So we read a quote in an article. You said a couple of guys came up to me and you said a couple of guys have come up to me this week and said, "Hey, are you still umpiring hockey?" or whatever they call it. So do you have to explain hockey to people you golf with, and how does that go?
Yeah, every time I play golf in a tournament or meet people who at the golf course, they're always really interested about the officiating side of things in hockey. So yeah, a lot of questions, just answering about my job, kind of like we're doing today, where people are interested in getting an inside look on officiating in the game of hockey, and you kind of just answer the questions that they ask to their best of ability, because sometimes there's some trade secrets that you're not allowed to talk about, and you try and give them as much information as possible.
Your brother Kyle was my coach last year, so I was wondering who was the best hockey player in the family.
Kyle's a better hockey player than I am. He played at St. Lawrence University in upstate New York, and then he played in the minor professional system for the Penguins and a couple other teams when he was younger. So I would have to say that he's better at hockey than me. But I will say that I'm probably a faster skater than
Yeah. Is it harder to keep up with the players than most people do think?
Yeah, I mean, you guys watch the game. You see how fast the new players are, like the Connor McDavids and the Cale Makars, and the game's getting a lot more skilled and a lot more speed to it. So it's definitely tough to keep up as the years move on here. But you learn how to deal and kind of position yourself to put yourself in the best position to see the game, and so with more experience, I think it's a little bit easier to keep up.
So let's switch to golf. We watched a video about you, and it looks like you have played in some big golf tournaments. What were they like, playing in the moment of a golf tournament?
Yeah, I've been very fortunate to play in a couple PGA Tour events. I qualified for the U.S. Open a couple of years ago, and great experience, something that I worked towards for a very long time. It's definitely different than playing, your average round every day at a place like Westmount or Elmira, and you kind of just deal with a little bit more nerves and anxiety and the pressure that people are kind of watching you, and you just try and do the best that you can do.
Do you like training like in Elmira or in Waterloo or any of that area, or do you prefer to train like outside of your hometown?
I train at Depth Training in Waterloo. It's a very specialized gym for high performance athletics, and so I spend a lot of time there. And then I grew up in Elmira, so I like spending time at the golf course here, or at the golf at Westmount in Kitchener.
So our older brother goes to Depth. That's funny, actually.
Oh, that's really cool. Have you guys started working out yet?
I've done it a couple times, but not that many times.
Nice.
But I do CrossFit Elmira. Yeah, I go to CrossFit Elmira.
Oh, that's cool.
I have not worked out yet. at
Dude,
the gyms at least.
So what is the most interesting person you played golf with? And do you golf with any NHL players in the off season?
the most interesting person I've played golf with is probably Micheal Jordan. He was a basketball player, and I got paired up with him through a friend when I was down in Florida. It was really cool to play with him. He's a super nice guy, and we had a lot of fun. And there are a few guys that are members at Westmount that play in the NHL, but both our schedules are very busy. I play a lot of tournament golf in the summertime, and they're always working out and preparing for the hockey season. So we do cross paths, but we don't really get to play together that much.
What is the time that you have failed at something, and what did you improve or focus on more when after that happened?
Well, in golf, a lot of the time it's tough to win, so you're usually finishing not in first place. So I would consider that a failure. But you just have to learn the lessons and kind of try to continue to improve and make sure that you don't make the same mistakes the next time you play in the same tournament.
So how do you manage to train to be an elite athlete in two sports? Is it hard? It's hard even for kids like us to play two sports at a high level, like A or double A or triple A, but elite level is a whole different level.
Yeah, I think my golf helps my refereeing, and I think the refereeing helps the golf. Just being able to move on from a bad call or a bad shot, you just kind of have to forget about it and focus on the next call or the next shot. So, walking around on the golf course and working out for golf, I think helps for my fitness as well for hockey, and then kind of being able to deal with the high pressure situations that I've been lucky enough to have in golf kind of helped me deal with the pressure that comes along with being an official in the NHL.
So, can we talk about a local question for a minute? Do you like eating at the Daily Grill?
I love eating at the Daily Grill, yeah. I know you guys probably have eaten there before as well. A lot of people that I know go there, and it's fun to go there and have a coffee and see some familiar faces, and I enjoy the breakfast over there as well. So I'm a over easy bacon brown toast type of guy. What kind of breakfast do you guys like?
I like sunny side up bacon and toast, but yeah, pretty close to yours.
I don't usually have breakfast at the grill.
He normally has a grilled cheese, I think. So our mom went to school with Chris, who's the owner.
Oh, that's really
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, Chris is a great guy.
He's really nice.
So, you have traveled to lots of places with sports. Where's your favorite place to travel to and why?
I went to Australia to play golf. I thought Australia was really cool. My favorite country in the world is probably Ireland. I don't know what it is about Ireland, but I just love the golf over there. I love the weather. I love how green it is. And then in terms of hockey, I probably enjoy New York City the most, or maybe Nashville because of country music.
What is one of your favorite memories traveling with your ref and crew or for golf?
I think one of my favorite memories is probably playing in the U.S. Open. It was a dream of mine to play in a major championship, and to achieve that was really special. I got to spend the week with a bunch of family and friends who came to the tournament. And although I didn't play that well, I really enjoyed the week, and it was a lot of fun.
So how do refs travel? Like, do you just is there do you travel with your crew, or do you all get your own ticket on a different plane?
So we all travel by ourselves. We fly commercially from city to city. Usually we fly the next morning after the game to the next city that we're working in, because the games usually don't end till 10 p.m. and then you don't leave the arena till 11. So there's not many flights at night or that late at night. And so we usually have to get up pretty early in the morning to fly to the next city.
So earlier I asked you about what you do before the game. What do you do after the game?
After the game, we watch a bunch of video and some of the calls we make, kind of critiquing the job we did or reviewing plays that we think we need to watch again, or where we would have liked to make maybe not a better call but a different call. And then I air out my equipment. I try to dry my equipment or wash my equipment because I got to wear it the next day, and then try and get as good a night's sleep as possible.
Do refs just wear helmet and skates, or do they wear other equipment?
No, I have shin pads, elbow pads. I've got a couple pads in my pants. I have a jock. I've got kind of some body armor, kind of upper pads that I wear on my upper body. So pretty protected.
So probably the most important parts of like the hockey gear. So you're not exactly wearing your entire gear, but you're wearing the important ones.
Yeah, I would say that it's pretty similar to what a hockey player wears, but just not as big and just not as bulky.
I'm a goalie, so I have lots of big equipment.
Yeah, that's awesome. Do you catch right-handed or left-handed?
I catch left-handed, but my cousin catches right-handed, which is kind of weird because it's not very common. But
do you use the butterfly style?
yeah, I do.
Nice.
So what is going to be your first game that you are going to ref next week?
My first game is actually the Leafs at Montreal on next Wednesday night, so the home opener for the Maple Leafs.
That's exciting. Do you like reffing in Toronto?
I like reffing in Toronto. It's close to home, so you get to sleep in your bed after the game, which is really nice. And it's a great atmosphere, and usually you've got some friends at the game, so it's fun to spend some time with them and have them watch you work.
Who or what inspires you, and why?
I would say my family inspires me. My dad unfortunately passed away just under 10 years ago. He was a big inspiration for my athletic endeavors. And then my big brother inspires me as well. He was a great hockey player, and I kind of tried to follow his footsteps in hockey. And he's also very good at golf. So he's done a lot for me and taught me a lot of valuable lessons, and he's done a lot for our family as well. So very inspired by everybody in our family.
Cool. So before we end, is there anything you would like to ask us?
Have you ever yelled at an official when you play in hockey?
Probably I don't necessarily yell, but I get frustrated at them because some of a recent experience I've had is a ref came up to me after I covered the puck, and the other team is coming at me, coming about when he's like, next time play the puck, and I get so frustrated at the refs sometimes when they do that because
you just got to remember that the refs are human too, and that they're trying as hard as they can. And now you kind of have a face that you could put to a name, right? So you kind of all refs aren't bad guys.
Yeah. No, I've had very good refs. A lot of my refs have been, pretty much all of them have been great refs. So
that's awesome. Do you guys play golf?
He loves golf.
I want to start playing golf next summer.
Okay.
I want to just maybe go to Westmount and just do 9, 8, maybe 18 hoops just for fun, just to see.
Nice.
What is it like?
Do you know if you swing left-handed or right-handed?
I usually swing left-handed. What about you?
I'm right-handed. I play right-handed.
Me too.
Yeah. Do you guys have anybody that inspires you?
A lot of people. It's hard to pick. I want to say either my mom, Pink, the singer, or Michelle Obama, because they're all really determined women.
That's awesome.
I think my family inspires me the most to just keep pushing when I get mad or I get frustrated at something. If I'm really mad at a project I'm working on at school and I just get super frustrated, mom or dad just comes over and they're like, "Hey, just take a walk, just make it cool off your head," and it inspires me a lot more to just keep going.
How'd you guys get involved in this podcast? Why you guys do the podcast?
Well, our mom asked if we wanted to start a podcast as a summer passing project, and we loved the idea. We really, really wanted to try it, and we got everything set up and we just started rolling, and we've been having so much fun talking to all of the different people.
Yeah. It's really a lot of interesting people are on this. And
Who's your favorite guest you've had on your podcast?
you.
I hope you're not just saying that because we're currently talking.
No.
That's awesome. You guys got any more questions for me?
No, not really.
No. Thank you very much, though.
Thank you so much for being on the episode.
You guys are very welcome. Maybe in a year or two we can get back on it. We can do it again sometime. That'd be great. Thanks, guys.
Bye. Bye.
That was such a fun interview. I really love Garrett's behind-the-scenes stories. It takes a lot to become an NHL ref, and I can't believe he gets to go to every NHL rinks and works with different refs almost every night.
I can't believe Ovechkin's shot hit him in the face. I really loved hearing Garrett's golf stories. I can't believe he played in the U.S. Open. It's so cool that he can be a ref and an elite golfer at the exact same time.
When we watch hockey games on TV, we'll be watching for Garrett. And if you're watching too, he's number 7. Thank you for listening, and I know all the shows you listen to probably say this, but please rate the podcast and download the episode. And follow us on Twitter and Instagram. That'll be in the show notes. And if you want to say hi to us, we'd love to connect with you.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Curious Conversations.
Bye!